What's going on, guys, and welcome back to hashtag GSM for GM Season 3, Episode 4, here today in WWE 2K24 MyGM Mode. I'm Graham GSM Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well and having a great week/weekend so far. We're closing in on our next pay-per-view. It's going to be Hell in the Cell. I actually had to click to the next tab there, as you could see, to remind myself of what our next pay-per-view is, because I'm not currently planning, unless something changes, on doing a Hell in the Cell match at the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. I know that sounds egregious, sacrilegious, whatnot, but none of our current feuds that we all just started a few weeks ago are like worthy of being blown off at Hell in the Cell. That's the problem, or at least inside Hell in the Cell. I wish I could pick the pay-per-view calendar and choose which pay-per-views we're doing when. It constantly changes based on the year. I don't even know why Hell in the Cell is still a pay-per-view in this game. We haven't had a Hell in the Cell pay-per-view in real life since 2022, so it's fucking stupid. But this is the final episode of SmackDown before the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view next week. The card looks like this: Roxanne Perez taking on Rhea Ripley. We're going to have a run-in from Bayley going after Roxanne Perez. It will be Bayley and Roxanne, by the way, challenging each other for the vacant Women's Championship at the pay-per-view. A promo from The Miz on tonight's show. Carmelo Hayes will take on Wesley in a rematch from last week. They faced off on last week's show, and Carmelo Hayes won. Wesley wants to run it back. Bray Wyatt calls out the returning Uncle Howdy. They're going to pick up where they left off with their feud from a few years ago on SmackDown, and we're rekindling that rivalry. Cora Jade takes on Tegan Nox before she faces Bianca Belair this Sunday at Hell in the Cell. Randy Orton with an update on his future after falling short. Is he in the main event? No, he's not. I was going to say, is he in the Universal Championship match? And he's not. An update on his future as far as what's next for him. And then in the main event tonight, LA Knight will battle Ilya Dragunov, Sami Zayn's tag team partner, before LA Knight battles Sami Zayn for the vacant Universal Championship at Hell in the Cell. So LA Knight is already the Intercontinental Champion. A win tonight for Ilya Dragunov could guarantee him a future shot at the Intercontinental Championship, but he has bigger things on his mind with the Universal Championship hanging in the balance at Hell in the Cell this weekend. So that's the pay-per-view. Let's not waste any time here. I'm wasting time by looking at this stuff, but I think we're good. We're just looking at stuff that we can maybe use. I think we're all set, so let's confirm booking here. We are in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. Or actually, before we get going here, we have to watch Carmelo and Wesley. I'm thinking, like, what matches are we watching? All these other matches have interference, so we have to watch Wesley and Carmelo. All right, cool. That's not a bad match to watch. Confirm booking. Nothing really on the line between those two, just kind of a mini feud, trading wins back and forth and whatnot. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley goes over, beating Roxanne Perez. I think Rhea Ripley beat Roxanne before Roxanne lost the championship a few years ago as well. I'd have to go back and check on that, but Rhea Ripley has been dominating Roxanne Perez in the last couple of years. She owns a lot more wins over Roxanne than losses, to my knowledge. All right, so we're going to watch this match. Spectate Carmelo Hayes and Wesley. Let's get into it. This should be a fun match. We didn't watch the last match between these two, but Wesley did. We watched his match with Sami Zayn 2 weeks ago. That was in the first round, the quarterfinals of the Universal Championship Tournament. He fell short against Sami Zayn. Wesley looking to get back on track here on SmackDown, looking for his first win against a up-and-comer here in the blue brand, Carmelo Hayes. Yes, we were still fucking wrestling in a high school gymnasium. I don't know when we're going to get beyond that. I'm not sure. I guess we have to buy the next thing. The tiers work differently in GM mode and 2K24 compared to the last two games. So it might be a while before we get to an actual arena. I'm not sure. I'm not doing the free agent bullshit where we pay like $20,000 just to look. That's stupid. I'm not a big fan of that process. I try to turn it off. I don't think you can. Unless someone knows something that I don't and you can turn that off, that would be great. It seems like that's the new norm, and I fucking hate it. I think it's very dumb, because maybe that's how it works in reality, I guess, that they're trying to make it more realistic. Maybe comparable to other 2K games, I'm not sure. But to just pay to go look to see if anyone's on free agency is fucking stupid, because I'm not even sure if I want to buy anyone on free agency, so I have to waste $20,000. Beautiful moonsault there from Carmelo Hayes, excuse me, easy for me to say, there. I don't want to pay $20,000 and then $20,000, another $20K, just to look at the free agency list. It's stupid. So, I don't know how many free agents we're going to be picking up unless we absolutely have to. I'm not going to just be looking for the hell of it anymore. I can't. It's just a waste of money. Nice strikes there from Carmelo. He's dominating Wesley so far. DDT on the floor. Boom! God. Right on the ground. That's probably got to hurt more on these fucking gymnasium hardwood floors. I know there's a mat there, but it's not that much protection.
Okay, he's re-entering the ring.
Carmelo Hayes getting back in the ring. He's just waiting. Looking to run out the clock. This could be it. Referee wants West to get back in the ring. Make the count. 8. 9. Wesley back in the ring in time. Carmelo, ooh, with a nice springboard clothesline in the quick cover. 1. Oh, and a kick out at 1 from Wesley. Wow, that's surprising. Boom. Damn, Carmelo Hayes does not want to be disrespected here. He fell short in the Universal Championship Tournament as well, and a nice double knees to the face. That could be it. 1, 2, 3. Damn, just total domination there from Carmelo. Not wasting any time, does not want to waste time trying to prove himself against the guy that has not really proven himself. Wesley is a former tag team champion, but Carmelo is on the rise here on SmackDown with a win over Shinsuke Nakamura a number of months ago, and he wants to get back on track with some pay-per-view matches. Some pay-per-view wins as well. Nice, all right. Disappointing. Rivalry grows, though, between the two. So I originally had Carmelo and Wesley on my pay-per-view schedule for Sunday. Let's see, continue. Continue that. Rivalry grows. So I originally had Carmelo and Wesley happening in Hell in the Cell. I might just hire someone to face Carmelo, and I have everyone else busy right now. And then Wesley can, like, interfere in that match, maybe. So, I despite what I said earlier about the free agency thing, I might have to actually hire someone off of free agency. So, we'll see what the bank looks like. Cora Jade versus Tegan Nox. Cora Jade goes over, as she should. Disappointing. I don't give a shit. Randy Orton, popularity up 1 point. And then the main event, LA Knight and Ilya Dragunov, 2, 3. LA Knight goes over. New rivalry between LA Knight and Sami Zayn. So, like, the fucking feuds in this game are so confusing because they constantly, I guess unless you consistently further those feuds, they could be interrupted and started with a new feud, which I guess I like to a certain extent because I don't want to do certain feuds, but not a big fan of that. All right. I don't give a fuck about their show. Although that's not a bad match. Akira and Duke Hudson versus Karrion Kross and Braun Breaker. That sounds like a pretty good match, to be honest with you. Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Ivar. What a random match. I mean, I guess it's happening in NXT right now. Ivar's in NXT currently in real life, so I guess that makes sense. We did make $46,000. That's good. All right. Damn, NXT made cash this week. Pre-match physio. We unlocked that. All right, cool. Still in third. We're not going to be... This is we have no champion, so there's no one next to William Regal's picture, which is funny. This is going to be... We're not looking to get number 1. I know I was number 1 last time, but that was because I won all the awards and not because I had the most amount of fans. LA Knight says... Let's see. Thanks for the match. Rematch against Ilya. Told you I'd get the win this time. Did he lose against Ilya? Or did he just... I'm looking back on my notes. I don't think we ever had a match between those two. We didn't. I think he just interfered in a match, whatever. All right. Miz says, hey, I appreciate you carrying through on your promises. And that was it. Okay, cool. PLE shows. Let's see. We were paid live event? Welcome to your first PLE paid live event. I thought it was a premium live event. That's weird. They said paid live event. That's interesting. I'm just looking at his little, what he has to say here. Yeah, that's nothing I didn't already know. All right. So this will be for the WWE. I said Universal. It's the WWE title. Yeah, I mean, that's the WWE Championship to me. We have the Intercontinental Championship and the World, or the Intercontinental Championship and the World title is the WWE title. I would think that on the Raw side, it's the World Heavyweight Championship, but I could be wrong. That's the undisputed WWE title, but we'll call it the, we will call it the World Champion, or we'll call it just the WWE title. All right, so that's going to be happening. I'm looking at just my matches right now as far as what we're going to do. That'll be another match. Roxanne is facing Bayley for the Women's World Championship. WWE Women's Championship, rather. The rebranding of the championships. I like that. We'll do Bianca and Cora Jade. Actually, I was going to do Bianca and Cora Jade first. We'll do it here. I mean, that's a feud. They usually like when you kick off with a feud, so we'll do that. All right. So I'm going to have The Miz call out Randy Orton. I'm going to kick off a feud between those two, I think is the plan. Tegan Nox. Cora Jade, she beat someone. Tegan Nox beat Bayley, who's the #1 contender, right? Yeah, she beat Bayley, who's obviously in the championship match tonight. She wants a shot herself, so she's going to call out Bayley for a rematch. We're going to have Rhea Ripley call out Roxanne after beating her on Tuesday, or on SmackDown, rather. Why did I say Tuesday? I meant Friday. And then Ilya Dragunov will call out L.A. Knight. It's going to putting him on notice. All right, even though he lost to him on Tuesday. So we have one match left. We have these three. I don't have Randy Orton doing anything tonight. So instead of just hiring someone, we'll probably just do Orton and Carmelo, and then Wesley gets involved. That'll probably be that's probably what I'll do here. Carmelo and Randy, and then interference from Wesley on Carmelo. Okay, so I wasn't going to have Randy in action on the show, but that's probably what I'll do. I feel like that makes the most sense. And then we can build to a rematch between Carmelo and Wesley at some point, even though Carmelo's killed them both times. All right, that's a championship match. That's a title match. I think we're good. That's $100,000 for a concert hall. After we make money off of this pay-per-view, ideally, then we can buy the next concert hall or whatever it is, so we don't have to keep running shows at a fucking gymnasium. I think we're good, though. Let's see. Gym interference on the show, injury rehab. Yeah, we don't need any of that stuff. All right. Do not book your most popular cruiser match this week. Yeah, we're not doing that. All right. So that'll be our show for next week. Hell in the Cell will be Bianca Belair taking on Cora Jade, kicking off the show. It's going to be The Miz battling Randy Orton, or not battling, but calling out Randy Orton, and that'll be a feud between those two. Carmelo Hayes will go one-on-one with Randy Orton, who will have a match on the show, and Wesley will attempt to, he'll call him out, unless, I was thinking maybe we do Orton and Miz on this show. We do Orton and Miz, and then maybe Wesley calls out Carmelo. But I feel like this makes more sense, because Miz and Orton don't really have a match, don't really have a reason to face off, right? Unless they had a match previously. I'm looking back on my notes. They did not. Orton, who did Orton? No, Miz beat Wyatt, actually. Right? Miz beat Wyatt, and then Knight beat Miz. So yeah, Orton has had no issues with Miz. So yeah, we'll build to that. We'll do this instead, so I like that match. All right, but that'll be our show for next week, our Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Carmelo Hayes taking on Randy Orton. Tegan Nox calling out Bayley. Rhea Ripley calling out Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez battling Bayley to determine the new WWE Women's Champion. Bray Wyatt going one-on-one with Uncle Howdy in a rematch from a while ago. Uncle Howdy won that first match. Bray wants to avenge that loss and move forward with his career here on SmackDown, but he cannot do that without first eliminating the threat of Uncle Howdy here on SmackDown. Ilya Dragunov calls out LA Knight, and LA Knight will have a chance to become a double champion on SmackDown. The Intercontinental Champion battles Sami Zayn for the right to determine the new WWE Champion on Friday nights. So that's our show for next week. No Hell in a Cell matches, even though it is a Hell in a Cell show. Whatever. I mean, I guess, you know what? Fuck it. Let's make this a Hell in a Cell match. I know the feud's technically just starting, but it's a rematch between the two. Can we make this a Hell in a Cell? Yeah, we can. Okay, I was going to say. And then maybe we can blow it off inside a casket match. That would be perfect for those two. On the next pay-per-view, a casket match between Bray and Uncle Howdy. I like that. Wow, that was a random idea from me, but let's keep it going here. Okay, so we will have one Hell in a Cell match on this show. It's going to be Bray and Uncle Howdy, because it's not their first ever encounter, although WWE is not foreign to that concept of doing Hell in a Cell matches for a first match in a feud, but I think it makes sense here. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we'll watch all the matches on the show except for this one, because that one has interference, but we will watch this, and this on next week's show. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.